Hello, Global Talk.
Back in the studio once again, Dr. Kim. Good to see you, sir.
Great to see you as always.
Excellent. We were a bit long with Kaylin this morning, so let's jump straight into things, shall we?
Right.
With a quiz question.
Quiz today is this. A formal discussion or exchange of views on particular topics at a public meeting is called, number 1, debate. Number 2, discount.
One more time, please.
A formal discussion or exchange of views on particular topics at a public meeting is called, number 1, debate. Number 2, discount.
Thank you, sir. If you know the answer, you can put it on our Bundy board or use Kakao Talk or text in on your cell phone, pounder sharp 1045 for 50 or 101, depending on the length of your text. We are giving away an iRiver portable Chisol 살균기. All right, so let's talk politics, shall we? The U.S. presidential debate. I believe that this year's U.S. presidential election debate will take place at 10 a.m. our time, correct?
Right. Today in about hour and 15 minutes, 16 minutes or so, it's taking place. The first one of the 3.
So they're saying that as many as 100 million people may be tuning in to watch this debate.
100 million people is almost like 1/3 of American population.
That's right.
So they're talking about possibly more people watching this event than those people who watch the Super Bowl or NBA championship games. So the interest in today's debate and the 2 more debates coming up seem to be very great. And in a way, it's interesting, Steve, because if we think about it, Hillary Clinton, Donald Trump, these are the 2 figures that we have known for the longest time ever than any other presidential candidate when they came up to this presidential kind of debate. I mean, Donald Trump, in my recollection, for the last 30 years, the way I see it. And then Hillary Clinton, I don't know, almost same time. So 2 extremely well-known figures debating on TV. Still, the level of interest among American people is they say, the highest. And this will be the first one, as I said. Actually, they had a informal. This is the first one among the official 3 presidential debates this time. But they just had the 7th of September, they had a kind of informal debate called NBC's Commander-in-Chief Forum. And they had exchange of views and stuff, especially on security issues and so on. But however, this will be the first one taking place. Second one is coming up October 9th. And then the last one is October 19th. And election is November 8th. So the timeline here is pretty tight. And in between those 3 debates, they will also have a presidential debate taking place as well. So it's a packed schedule in terms of American political calendar.
So what are we expecting from this first debate then?
A lot of issues. I guess, the usual guess would be the most the pressing issues of this particular moment, we can guess, right? Hillary Clinton's case.
Her health.
Yeah, her health. I mean, she's been away for quite some time during this very important period of her campaign because of her health issues. And she still suffers from all these speculations about her email. And then Donald Trump, the
tax issue.
Right. The list is longer, but tax stands out. But, his words, all these careless words on race and
the wall,
gender, wall, Mexico, the list is very, very long. So each side, Hillary Clinton's side and Donald Trump's side, they have all these very delicious, tantalizing issues they can attack on the other side. So this will be indeed a very interesting debate to watch if everything goes as we expect.
There's a lot of ammunition on both sides.
Ammunition is a great expression.
But what's really interesting about this debate is that in the polls, it's 42% to 42%.
Neck
they
and neck.
are dead even.
Right.
And that's why I'm assuming that 100 million people are going to be watching this, because after this debate, this is really, really important, because you're going to see someone take the lead in the polls.
Bingo, right on it. I mean, absolutely. When we say 42% versus 42%, to be precise about it, it's the poll number, the latest poll number of United States, U.S. CBS News plus YouGov a poll that was conducted, I guess, about 10 days ago. And these polls were focused on the 13 states where these candidates are neck and neck. There are states where Trump has rock solid, the lead on it, and then Clinton probably has more lead on some of the states. They have already locked up their support. And because this is an electoral college system, that matters. Which candidate has which state really
Right.
matters. And these 13 states, they are kind of really neck and neck. Arizona, Colorado, Florida, Georgia, Iowa, and the list goes on. And in those states, they are neck and neck. So this is very, very important. I mean, as we learned from the case of Al Gore versus George W. Bush, for instance, right? Al Gore got more votes than George W. Bush, but in the electoral college system, where winner takes it all rules is the basic way to determine who gets the votes. I mean, if you win by one vote in one state, you get the entire electoral college votes of the state.
For that entire state, right?
Right.
So you get all of those votes from that state. It's an interesting system, and I think it has its advantages, but it obviously has its disadvantages as well.
Exactly. And the reason why they have those kind of interesting system is because of the history. But however, once again, getting back to our point, the who has which state really matters. Each state has different number of electoral college votes. So how candidates are performing in these states where they're competing against one another and where you have no idea which direction the state will go, the competition is really, really important, and overall landscape is very important.
It is really ironic, though, isn't it, that it can work out like that? If you say to someone, hey, most of the people voted for you.
Right.
You
Exactly.
say, great. And then you say, and you lost.
Exactly.
It doesn't make any sense, does it?
Right.
Yeah.
And history, where their name of the country itself tells us United States of America, right?
That's right.
It's a states gathering groups. So states have to make up their own minds individually. And that's why we have what we could call this funny system, to say the least.
Before we talk more, Dr. Kim, can we have your quiz question one more time, please?
Quiz question today is this: a formal discussion or exchange of views on particular topics at a public meeting is called a number one, debate, and number two, discount.
One more time, please.
A formal discussion or exchange of views on particular topics at a public meeting is called number one, debate, and number two, discount.
Thank you. Once again, you can use our Bundy board or Kakao Talk or text in on your cell phone, pounder sharp 1045 for 50 or 101, depending on the length of your text. We're giving away an iRiver portable Chisol Salgyungi. All right, so big stakes in this debate. That's pretty obvious with the 42% to 42% dead heat in the polls.
Right.
But do they sway enough voters to lead to different results in November elections? I'm guessing for a lot of voters, these debates, these are the things that make up their mind, who they're going to vote for.
I guess a lot of people say in Korea's case, when we have presidential election, they say debate matters a lot because that's where voters make up their minds. And I guess same logic applies to the U.S. case as well. And that's why a lot of people are watching, trying to make up their minds for sure. And historically speaking, if you see who won each debate in terms of the data of the polls following the debate, and then compare that with who actually wins at the who won the presidential election itself, looks like many cases show indeed where if you win in these debates, it's much more likely you will win the debate. For instance, the first ever debate was 1960, John F. Kennedy versus Richard Nixon. And there we know this famous case of Kennedy looking young, fresh, energetic, and while Richard Nixon looked tired, very seriously and grim. And Kennedy won the election. So there we know for sure. And for instance, 1980, I think this was the most watched debate until this one. That was Carter versus Reagan. And there Reagan pulled out a very good performance. So Reagan won. We cannot say that was the main reason, but it was one of the important reasons why Ronald Reagan won the election there. However, there has been some interesting twists and turns. For instance, Al Gore, year 2000, looked absolutely better than George W. Bush in the contents of debate and everything. The only problem was Al Gore looked a little bit more kind of like snobbish, kind of like too aloof because he was winning the debate, right?
Okay.
So everyone asked who won the debate. They all say Al Gore, but the reaction from the people later on was not very positive about Al Gore's attitude.
Okay.
So they say, there were such cases. Michael Dukakis versus George W. Bush's father, H.W. Bush. Also, Dukakis completely won the debate, but still, once again, H.W. Bush showed more human side of it. So it's not really who really wins the debate, rather how particular candidates get across to the heart of the people, I guess. That really makes a real difference.
I watched a movie, I think it was a Matt Damon movie, where he played a politician and he gave an honest speech when he lost. And he said something like, actually, the suit I'm wearing and the color, these shoes that I'm wearing, they tested well in a focus group. The shoes tested well in a focus group, and that's why I'm wearing them. They're really uncomfortable shoes. But all of these little factors, all of these little intangibles
exactly
play a role, and they're all
Absolutely.
very important, especially the closer we get
Right.
to election day.
All little things come together to determine the outcome.
Oh, you're absolutely right. They do. Yeah, that's right. So, what are we expecting for the final stretch? Well, I guess there will be a lot of headlines. The news will be dominated by the headlines of this debate.
Right.
And
Right.
again, it starts in about an hour and 10 minutes. So you can probably find that online or on TV if you wanted to watch
I
it.
guess so. Yeah, I was checking around, and there are several sites that are available. So it will be interesting to watch. Then again, some people will say, we're familiar with this face, so maybe I may not watch. Some people will say, but
I'm sure many will, yeah.
All right.
But 100 million people are expected to tune in.
That's
so
what's expected.
It's going to be huge. Dr. Kim, thank you so much. Can we have the answer to your quiz question, please?
the answer to the quiz question: a formal discussion or exchange of views at a particular topic on particular topics at a public meeting is, of course, called number one, debate.
Debate is the answer, and the iRiver Portable Chiso Sayungi goes to Yoonmun Jungnim. Congratulations, and enjoy your prize. Dr. Kim, thank you very much.
Thank you, as always.
Okay, you have yourself a good week. Are you going to watch the debate this morning, by
I
the
think
way?
I will.
Yeah, all right. Well, enjoy that as well, and we'll see you next time.
Okay, see you.
Bye-bye.
Bye.